was driving down old Highway 9. The sun was low, the light was fine. I flipped the dial just out of road, then caught a chord you used to quote. That melody, it knew our names. The chorus sparked forgotten flames. Half a song on the radio took me back too long ago, when you would hum and tap the dash with laughter soft as summer ash. But static cut the final line and left me stranded in that time. Half a song on the radio was all it took to let you show. I pulled aside, let the wheels breathe, as memory curled like fallen leaves. You sang that verse in morning's light, still in my shirt from yesterday's night. It wasn't much, it wasn't planned, but God, you fit just right in hand. Half a song on the radio was more than silence ever showed. It filled the seat you used to claim and whispered pieces of your name. But then it faded soft and slow, like love that doesn't wanna go. Half a song on the radio, and suddenly I missed you so. They say the past don't play rewind, but music cheats the rules of time. One minor key, one lyric low, and you return with all you know. Half a song on the radio, let me feel what I let go. No photo frame, no handwritten line can make. We stood between the open door. The words we knew had said no more. Her eyes looked down, my hands were still, a space too wide, a breath to fill. No argument, no final plea, just waiting on what couldn't be. Before the quiet spoke, we hung on every joke, like laughter might rewind the fall, like echoes might still scale the wall. No word we broke, Before the quiet spoke, we listened hard to all we choke. The floor was clean, the air was thin, like love had left but not walked in. She brushed her sleeve like dust from years. I smiled too soft to catch her tears. A clock somewhere had paused its tick, as if the end had one more trick. Before the quiet spoke, the moment nearly broke. I saw her mouth begin to part, but silence beat her to the start, too sharp to cloak. Before the quiet spoke, it told me more than hearts provoke. It told me more than some farewells land without a sound, but leave the loudest kind around. And when the hush begins to rise, it casts the truth we can't disguise. Before the quiet spoke, the room exhaled its smoke. She turned not fast but like a thread, unspooling words we never said, no dream we stoke. Before the quiet spoke, I knew what love could not revoke. She stood beneath the amber sky, a shadow drawn before goodbye. Her hands were calm, her breath was low. The world turned slow, but she let go. I thought she'd pause or turn around, but silence held its sacred ground. She walked past dusk, beyond the glow, where day forgets the things we know. No lanterns lit, no voices call, just evening leaves that slowly fall. No rush, no husk, she walked past dusk and left me watching shadows grow. The porch light burned my coffee cool. The birds had hushed, the crickets ruled. I watched her fade into the blend of fading blue that marked the end. The orange left her hair like flame, then vanished with no one to name. She walked past dusk like parting air, too soft to grasp, too real to bear. as if they knew she wouldn't turn around. No ask, no muss, she walked past dusk, and I just froze and stood right there. They say dusk is where love lingers, a twilight trace on tired fingers. But some walk through and don't look back, and leave you staring at the black. No ask, no musk, she walked past dusk, and I just froze and stood right there. They say dusk is where love lingers, a twilight trace on tired fingers. But some walk through and don't look back, and leave you staring at the black. The chair still sits by a window pane, its wooden arms worn smooth with rain. She used to curl with book in hand and draw small suns in morning sand. Now no one's there to sip the steam, but every dawn repeats the theme. Where she sat, the light still leans through golden blinds and quiet beams. It hits the floor the way it did when she would smile and close the lid. Thoughts too wide for words to share, but sunlight knew her better there. Where she sat, the light still leans, a silent shrine in daily scenes. I tried to move the chair one day, something in me said it'd stay. The dust it gathers feels like proof of time gone soft beneath the roof. And though her scent has long since fled, the morning air still paints her stead. Where she sat, the light still leans, a touch of grace in between. No photograph, no faded thread, just golden hush where she once read. And though the house forgets her name, the sun remembers just the same. Where she sat, the light still leans like memory through window screens. Some leave without a sound or scream, but light remembers every scene. The way she breathed, the way she turned, the coffee steam, the pages burned. Where she sat, The light still leans, each morning's echo reconvenes. And though I wake to just a chair, she's always partly sitting there. No need for voice or scent or touch. You came with sunrise on your skin, a warmth that melted doubt within. We drank the light like morning wine. No past to chase, no need to define. The birds had barely learned their song, but we were fire, though not for long. We were just a morning long, a verse too short, a fading song, like mist that lives before it's noon, or whispered love beneath the moon. No promises, no painted fate, just breathe and touch before too late. We were just a morning long, and that was all, and that was strong. You smiled like windows taking the sun, then vanished when the day begun. No fights, no storms, no bitter end, just silence where the light had been. Your name still hums in waking breeze, trace and shade beneath the trees. We were just a morning long, a page that didn't need belong. No final word, no reason why, just gold that kissed and said goodbye. And though it passed, I can't let go of how it felt to briefly glow. We were just a morning long, but every dusk still sings that song. Some loves are novels long and wide, but ours just touch the rising tide. It didn't stay, but still it shined between the hours, the sun aligns. We were just a morning long, no right, no wrong, no place we'd throng. Yet something in that fleeting gleam still feels more real than any dream. And though you're gone, the light remains inside my breath, beneath my veins. We were just a morning long, but oh how bright, how full, how strong. He's got one lamb, one crooked blind, a code hook with no coat to find. The key was left beneath the mat, still waiting where he placed it at. A note that said I'll come by June, But June just passed without a tune. It's the room he rented but never moved into, where sunlight paints the walls in blue. The bed untouched, the faucet dry, a silence you can't quite deny. The landlord asked, should I let go? But somehow still she didn't know the room he rented but never moved into feels more like truth than people do. His boxes came by postal van, full of books, a worn out pen. But nothing else came through the door. No suitcase voice or steps at 4, just dust that settled slow and kind. Like someone changed a fragile mind. It's the room he rented but never moved into, with one burned bulb and laces too. His name still sits on mailbox brass, like hope that stretches out too fast. He might have meant to start again, but not all ghosts know where or when. The room he rented but never moved into waits like a life he almost knew. Some places hold what never was, a promise paused without a cause. And rooms like this, they softly weep for stories no one got to keep. It's the room he rented but never moved into, where dreams hung on a rusty screw. The curtain sways with phantom breath, as if he left instead of death. No one came to claim the key, but that small room remembers he, the one who almost passed straight through the room he rented and never knew. Some places hold what never was, a promise paused without a cause. And rooms like this, they softly weep for stories no one got to keep. No one came to claim the key.
I changed the bulb last New Year's Eve, though no one said they planned to leave. You packed one bag, you shut the door, but left your sweater near the floor. I swept the step, I made the bed, but didn't touch the words you said. And the porch light stayed on through every dusk, through every dawn, like some small flame that won't give in, still shining where you might have been. Neighbors asked if you'd return. I just smiled and let it burn. The porch light stayed on, even when all else was gone. dog still waits at 10:30, like you might round that bend again. The swing still creaks when no one sits, like memory tugging at its bits. I almost turned it off one night, but couldn't make that feel quite right. So the porch light stayed on, like a stubborn, quiet song. No calendar said goodbyes, just shadows painted in disguise. I read your note, I knew it true, but light don't know what hearts still do. The porch light stayed on, like someone who still hopes for you. They say some lights are just for show, but some are love that doesn't know how to dim or say it's done, even when it's lost the sun. And the porch light stayed on, long after all signs had withdrawn. It never asked for reason why, it only knew how not to die. And if you ever pass this place, that little bulb will know your face. The porch light stayed on, like the part of me that never moved on.
She left no mark upon the chair, no scent of jasmine in the air, but stillness swept across the floor and painted shapes I can't ignore. No colors loud, no canvas white, just shadow sketches in the light. What the stillness drew was more than farewells do. It shaped the way the silence curled around the edges of my world. No clue, no cue, what the stillness drew was all she meant without a view. The mirror caught her not today, but framed the emptiness her way. A pillow leaned where dreams once fell, a lamp turned off but warm as well. Each quiet thing she never said now lives in corners of my bed. What the stillness drew was memory in you, not in her voice, not in her name, and in the way the windows frame the love we knew. What the songs ring like final bells, but others hum in softer spells. And when the room forgets her face, the silence sketches back her place. And what the stillness drew is all I still walk through. Not ghosts, not grief, just tender air that speaks of someone once so fair, too soft, too. What the stillness drew was her in everything I do.
I brewed the pot just like before. 2 mugs aligned near kitchen drawer. I set the plates without a thought, by habit more than love I fought. The chair across still faced my own, as if her ghost had never flown. The table set for 2 again, a ritual I can't suspend. The one chair stays untouched, unused. The gesture keeps my heart confused. I pour her tea, then watch it steam, pretending life is what it seemed. The table set for 2 again, like love that can't be told to end. The napkin folded just her way, the silver set in quiet gray. I hum a tune she used to sing, while sugar waits for stirring things. And though I know she won't appear, I hear her smile when no one's near. The table's set for 2 again. It knows the ache I won't defend. I slice the bread, I count the crumbs, like she might come before night comes. The meal grows cold, the light turns thin, but still I leave her portion in. The table set for 2 again, a silent toast to what had been. They say to clear the place and move, but some goodbyes just won't approve. This daily act, this quiet grace, still holds the warmth her hand would trace. The table set for 2 again, a holy lie I don't amend. Though morning tells me she is gone, I said it just to carry on. And if someday I break the chain, I'll
miss the ache, I'll miss the strain. The clock had stopped at 2:03. The moon hung low behind the tree. No cars, no wind, no shifting floor, just shadows stretching from the door. I sat alone, the house asleep, when something stirred inside too deep. I found her in the quietest hour. No voice, no shape, no scented flower, just presence like a softened breath, too whole for ghosts, too still for death. She touched the edge of who I am, and suddenly I gave a damn. I found her in the quietest hour, and time stood still to grant its power. The light was off, the air was cold, but in that hush, her hands took hold. She didn't speak, she didn't move, yet every ache began to soothe. She sat where once her pillow lay, and smiled like dawn in muted gray. I found her in the quietest hour, not flesh or bone, but blooming flower. A hush that hung beneath my skin, like lullabies from deep within. No photograph, no trace to find, just echo dancing through my mind. I found her in the quietest hour. When grief gave grace a final bower. Some love returns not in the day, but when the world has stepped away. When silence hums its sacred song, she comes to prove she's never gone. I found her in the quietest. She hated highways, hated rain, said leaving towns just felt like shame. She liked her coffee near the stove, her music soft, her footsteps slow. But yesterday the tank was full, and all her doubts turned quiet dull. She never drove this far, never chased a dying star. The map untouched, the tires clean, but now they hum Just one last key, one final chance. She never drove this far, but now she's miles beyond my heart. She used to freeze at yellow lights and turn around on stormy nights. Said bridges scared her to the bone, but now she drives and drives alone. No phone call sent, no station played, just open roads and love mislaid. She never drove this far, never past the county bar. She left her coat, her favorite cup, but took the will to not give up. And though her past was filled with stay, she found the nerve to look away. She never drove this far until the day she broke apart. Some leave fast, some leave slow, some you never think will go, but quiet hearts still find a lane when holding on becomes a chain. She never drove this far, never pushed the door ajar, but freedom comes with wind and speed, and sometimes fear is what we need. So if you see a car pass by with tear-drenched eyes beneath the sky, she never drove this far, but now she knows how far scars are. It wasn't love she left behind, no photograph, no parting line, no sweater draped across the bed, no lipstick stained goodbye, she said. Just one small mirror in the dash, folded shut, no trace of ash. The mirror she left in your glove box still holds the light from nights gone soft. Her face, the ghost it used to frame, now only shows your eyes in shame. No perfume scent, no diamond shine, just your reflection out of time. The mirror she left in your glove box knows more of her than you ever thought. You thought to toss it once or twice, on long drives full of bad advice, but something in its quiet way felt closer than the hands of fate. It never cracked, it never spoke, but every glance a kind of smoke. left in your glove box still waits beneath the twist and lock. And if you dare to lift the lid, you'll see the man who never did. Say what he should, or hold you close. Now all he keeps is what she chose. The mirror she left in your glove box.
Vacancy sign flickers blue and red. 12 parking spots, 1 half-lit bed. A coffee pot that don't quite brew, and curtains stained with other truths. The clerk just nods, no questions asked. Another face behind the glass. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where silence feels like part of some old game. The walls are thin, the hours slow, and everything feels long ago. No past to haunt, no plans to claim. Just a night in a motel with no name. The TV hums a preacher's voice. The vending machine gives you no choice. You eat alone beneath the glow, dreams that dim but never go. You call no one calls back. You trace old scars and paper cracks. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where your reflection don't look quite the same. The ice machine is out again and goes smooth through the bathroom fan. The only thing you might reclaim is the ache that brought you here in shame. Things they meant to never find. It's a night in a motel where no one asks your name, where sorrow hangs like window pane. And though you'll leave at morning's light, you'll carry what you felt that night. No story told, no one to blame. Just a night in a motel in your name. The suitcase sits by the hallway door, same place she dropped the night before. Her coat still folded on the top, as if she left but couldn't stop.
No zipper pull, no wheels to roll, just silence heavy, loud and whole. A suitcase still packed after she said goodbye, like a breath that never learned to die. All the dresses, all the plans, folded neat by careful hands. She said she'd leave, but not how far. Now her scent still clings like an old guitar. The suitcase still packed, just sitting there, a monument of vacant air. Once or twice, but part of me still rolls the dice that she'll come back to claim her things with April rain and wedding rings. But every morning proves me wrong, and every dusk just drags too long. The suitcase still packed after she said goodbye, like a room that won't admit the sky. The socks still paired, the notes unread, like someone paused and left instead. No goodbye kiss, no taxi sound, just one bag waiting on the ground. The suitcase still packed like it's a prayer for love that left without repair. She left something worth more, a still life framed in cotton thread of what we were and what was said. A suitcase still packed after she said goodbye. Now shadows fold where hopes would lie. I leave it there, I let it be, as if she's still inside of me. And when I pass it late at night, I almost turn on one last light. A suitcase still packed, untouched, untried, like every word I kept inside. The porch still leans the way it did when you leaned back and softly hid a cigarette, a bitten smile. Your words hung there for just a while, and though the steps are cracked and worn, the space still breathes the way you're gone. Rain fell where you stood, not on the grass, not on the wood, but right where you once said my name. Like heaven tried to frame the blame, the drops hit hard, the wind turned slow, as if the sky refused to know. Rain fell where you stood, like it understood, like it understood. The garden tried to bloom that year, but soil forgot what roots hold dear. The fence you smells like then, but never brings you back again. Rain fell where you stood, in that old coat with hidden hood. It hit the earth like half goodbyes, like poems lost in lullabies. I watched it pour and didn't run, just stared until the clouds were done. Rain fell where you stood, and nothing else could. They say the sky don't pick its place, but I swear it knew your shape, your face. And though the storm is come and gone, that patch of ground still reigns alone. Rain fell where you stood, not anywhere the way it should. It didn't care for roof or shade, it only knew the mark you made. And now when storms come rolling slow, I watch that spot still take the blow. Rain falls where you once stood, and I still would. She didn't slam the door behind, just tied her scarf and cleared her mind. The coffee pot was still half full, the sky outside a gentle wood, her footsteps softer than the rain. No final words, no sharp refrain. She left like Sunday morning, no thunder, no warning, just sunlight spilling on the floor, and quiet where her voice once swore. She didn't cry, she didn't shake, just walked away before I'd wait. She left like Sunday morning, nothing's felt so wide and full. Her jacket hung for weeks to come, still smelled like rose and setting sun. Her book laid open on page 9, a note she never got to sign. The radio still played her song, but somehow it all felt so wrong. She left like Sunday morning, no storm, just light adorning the space between what could have been and all we held too deep within. She kissed the air, or so it seemed, and disappeared like fading dream. She left like Sunday morning, soft as breath, and twice as warm. Just something quiet, calm and full. like Sunday morning, still warm yet slowly forming. A memory that's hard to keep, like whispered prayers we talk in sleep. She left no fight, she left no clue, just folded skies and shades of blue. She left like Sunday morning, and I still wake to her undoing.
The trees still sway in morning light, but none of them will say it right. The breeze that used to kiss her hair now dances past like she's not there. I called her name into the sky, but clouds just moved and passed me by. Even the wind won't speak her name. It whispers soft but not the same. The fields stay still, the lake won't stir. No echo dares remember her. I beg the pines to sing her tune, but silence fell on sun and moon. Even the wind won't speak her name, like loss itself forgot its claim. She walked these hills in summer's breath, but left before the fall of death. The swing she loved still creaks at dawn, but never sways since she's been gone. I stood where laughter used to land, but found just dust inside my hand. Even the wind won't speak her name. It once would dance, now it's just tame. The ocean hums a different key, avoiding chords of memory. The sparrow waits to start its song, as if it knows that name is wrong. Even the wind won't speak her name, and nature too has left the frame. Maybe the earth has made a pact to guard her name and not look back. Or maybe I'm the only one still chasing ghosts beneath the sun. Even the wind won't speak her name, and I've grown tired of taking blame. If gales forget and rivers hush, then maybe loss is in the hush. So I just sit beneath the sky and let her fade without goodbye. Even the wind won't speak her name, so neither will I, just the same.
fight the silent room. The air had carved a kind of tune, but not for death, not grief too loud, just space where she no longer bowed. I sat and let the daylight fade, and felt the shape that silence made. The quiet took me like rain takes stone, not with a crash, but slow and known. It didn't ask, it didn't plead, it just became the way to be. No voice, no key, the quiet took me, and there somehow she stayed with me. I found her breath in stillborn hours, in dust that danced on window flowers. She wasn't gone, she wasn't near, she lived in pause, not sound or tear. And every sigh I used to stall now answered like a ghosted call. The quiet took me with patient hands. No tide, no storm, no bold demands. Just hush where memories unfold, like paper thoughts too soft to hold. No need to flee. The quiet took me and wrapped her name around my sleep. Some try to fill the empty space, I chose to let it show her face. For in the hush I hear her best, the words she left, the rest, the rest. The quiet took me and I gave in. Not loss, not lack, but soft within. I closed the door, turned off the light, and found her there without a fight. No need to see. The quiet took me and made her absence feel complete. You stirred your tea, I stirred my doubts. The words came slow, then wandered out. You asked me how the garden grew. I lied and said, just fine like you. Your smile was soft, your eyes were thin. We talk like rain on rusted tin. We talked like rain on tin, no deeper than the surface skin. Each syllable a drop, not stormed. Too cold to heal, too dry to warm. You laughed, but not the way you used, and I replied with half refused. We talk like rain on tin, and never let the real begin. hummed its song while both of us just played along. You spoke of work, I spoke of sleep, but neither touched what lies too deep. The roof above caught all the sound, but couldn't hold what can't be found. We talk like rain on tin, just echoes from the place we've been. No questions sharp, no answers brave, just words to pass, not love to save. You looked away, I watched the floor as if it held what we came for. We talked like rain on tin and left the rest to fade within. Some silences speak more than speech, but ours just stay too far to reach, like puddles dancing in the night, too soft to stir, too faint for light. We talk like rain on tin, a melody we'd once begin, but time had bent the notes too low, and we forgot the chords we know. You stood to leave, I didn't stand, just let the moment slip like sand. We talked like rain on tin and vanished in that quiet din. She didn't stay, she didn't try, just touched my life and passed me by, like sunlight on a passing train, too brief to name, too bright to frame. But ever since the color's been as if she taught the day to win, passing through her light, the shadows turned polite. She didn't stay, but changed the tone of every room I walk alone. No just passing through her light, and I'm still warmed by what she's shown. She said so little, smiled so wide, left no regrets, left no goodbye. But something in the way she breathed rewrote the air, then quietly left. Now morning finds my window bare, yet golden with her not quite there. Passing through her light, like dusk that holds the night. She wasn't mine, she wasn't lost, but gave me peace without a cost. No claim, no right, just passing through her life. Somehow that still feels like flight. Some people blaze, some leave a mark. She lit the corners of my dark. No need for names or photographs, just how the day now gently laughs, passing through her light. She changed the world in slight. And though she's gone without a trace, the warmth remains an empty space. No wrong, no right, just passing through her light. And I still see the world that way. No suitcase by the hallway light, no echoes down the stairs at night, no slammed shut words, no broken plates, just empty cups and quiet fates. The couch still bears the shape she curled, but gone is all that made it a world. It was a goodbye without a door. No creak, no click, no final floor. She didn't pack, she didn't say, just faded like the end of day. And I still breathe the air she left, like perfume after sudden theft. A goodbye without a door, just silence slipping through the floor. She didn't cry, I didn't plead. We both just fed the same old need to keep it calm, to skip the scene, like closing books we've already seen. The fridge still hums her favorite song, but somehow hums it all wrong. It was a goodbye without a door. No coat removed, no metaphor. Just chairs askew and lights still on. A ghost departing with the dawn. No written note, no soft, so long. Just absence wrapped in normal song. A goodbye without a door, and yet it echoes evermore. We think the end will always shout, but some just melt and then fade out. And not with a bang, but with a hush, like wind that leaves without a brush. It was a goodbye without a door. And though the house looks like before, the clocks still tick, the floorboards creak, but none of them recall her speak. She left no mark, she made no scene, but took the warmth from in between.
She sat beside me in the dark, a fading breath, a shrinking spark. Her eyes were there, but miles away, as if her soul had slipped to gray. I reached, but held a softer air. She vanished while she still was there. She faded like smoke, no flash, no sound, no choke, just drifted through the open blinds, left fragrance where she once entwined. No flame to stoke, she faded like smoke, and all I had was what she broke. The room still smells of her perfume, a velvet hush in every room. She didn't run, she didn't cry, she just became a kind of sky. Too wide to hold, too soft to see. She whispered out of memory. She faded like smoke. Through cracks the silence spoke. No door was slammed, no letters burned, just presence gone where I still turn. No string, no yoke. She faded like smoke and left the light too slow to sow. Some leave like thunder, sharp and sure, but she dissolved, a trace demure. Like incense lost to open wind, she left no start, she left no end. She faded like smoke, the air too thin to cloak. I chased her with the quiet breeze, but she was gone from all of these. No vow, no joke. She faded like smoke, and in her fog I learned to cope. I wrote it down in sleepless nights, with shaky chords and bathroom lights. Each line a breath I couldn't share, each note a thread of silent care. It waited quiet on my tongue, but courage died while we were young. A song I never played for her, just ink and strings and whispered blur. It sat inside my chest too long, afraid she'd hear and prove me wrong. I meant to sing, I swore I would, but silence felt misunderstood.
a song I never played for her, now echoes where I can't convert. She knew my voice from drunken tunes, from campfires lost in summer Junes, but not this one, not this refrain that held her name like summer rain. I tuned my heart, I laced the bridge, then left the truth on window's edge. A song I never played for her, like petals trapped in amber blur. She left before the chorus bloomed, and all my verses stayed in tune. Now every chord feels like alive when sung beneath an empty sky. A song I never played for her still waits where time cannot deter. If I had sung it soft and slow, would she have stayed? I'll never know. Some melodies are born too late and held too tight to change the fate. A song I never played for her still haunts these strings I can't differ. It follows me through every room, a silent hymn, a shadowed bloom. And though she'll never hear it play, it's hers in every note I fade. A song I never played for her now sings of all I never were. I lit it once, back in July, when your coat still hung nearby. I meant to blow it out by fall, but never did, just let it call. Its flame was small, but never died, like all the words I left inside. The candle that stayed lit through every storm and quiet split. No wind could take it from its post. It burned for you, the very most. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, just warmth you'd feel but wouldn't plan. The candle that stayed lit outlasted when your shadow quit. I watched it flicker through the news, through songs we loved and unpaid dues, through winter's breath and window frost. It stayed though everything I lost. And even when I left the room, its glow still whispered like perfume. The candle that stayed lit held many we without permit. It wasn't meant to shine that long, but it outlived our favorite song. No match could start what it became. It burned not fire but your name. The candle that stayed lit now lights the space where you once fit. just refused the line. And while the dark came slow and sure, that flame kept dancing like it knew her. The candle that stayed lit still sits beside the photograph unit. No one's here to trim its wick, but still it burns, quiet and quick. And if you ever do return, you'll find the light that dared to burn, the candle that stayed lit, like me, too stubborn to admit. She walked like wind across the street, with shadows dancing at her feet, her eyes fixed on a sky so wide. She never once looked to the side. I called her name, she didn't flinch. Her grip on freedom wouldn't pinch. She never looked down, not once, not then. She chased the stars past every end. And I stood still with open hands while she drew maps in different lands. No plea, no frown, she never looked down, and I was just the ground she passed. She kissed me soft, then faced the dawn, as if the night was just a yawn. I begged the moment not to go, she was built to always flow, like rivers running past their source. She never questioned love or course. She never looked down, no tears, no weight. She never feared dressed in softer slurs. No crown, no gown, she never looked down, and I just watched her hesitate, but never break. Some hearts aren't meant for staying, they bloom then go, no delaying. I was the pause, she was the race. I memorized her vanishing grace. She never looked down, just forward, far. She lit her path